Let's see if anybody comes back on. This is, well, I don't know what day it is. I just started a video over there and it ended abruptly. It might even still be rolling. I could be in another dimension already. For real. I'm tired, but I did just start a video and it cut off and cut me off when I was talking about your energetics and how things are really done down here. What's up? Somebody's in trouble. Or I blew the grids. I'm not sure. It said it was still live. So, but I was chatting with y'all. I was like, well, I guess we'll just sit here and talk. Your energetics right now, and understand too, we're not as under attack as you think we are, as much as connections. See, I got on tonight too to interact with you guys because I needed to. I needed to get back in touch with all of y'all, you know, because I've been in my crazy world and it's been crazy. But I don't want to really talk about me as much as what I've learned from it to help you guys quickly assimilate to this new energy. If you, and even just having to do things 2 times. I reversed the algorithm for the distribution when you froze. And we send it out to everybody, and we also take out any type of demonetization. No D, 22, no E. M is 22. O is 6, but an N, see, I can change that to a Z, and I've already walked it. So I double dare anybody to change it to a Z because it's a hard road to follow. But you can try it if you want. A, alpha. R, no motor. I, no ignition, no ignition, right? Monetization, I can't even say it anymore. This is my point. Welcome to New Earth. There's 30 million of us ascended. We're building all of this right now. Even the because the basis of everything down here is frequency and what you call it. I'm going to show you guys through the next couple of weeks because I'm not going to get in the details tonight because my brain's too foggy. It feels like a dry erase board because we just like, I haven't exactly figured out what all just happened. But I know that we moved the sun, or we jumped over the sun because we jumped over the ecliptic. So what it seems like is that there's 2 suns, but we jumped over the ecliptic. We jumped over the ecliptic because we're pulling it up. But right now we haven't come to the full alignment. That's December 14th. But we've got the sun moving in. We've got, what is it? Don't get me lying because these planets are messing with me in the physical. Man, I've already dealt with Mars, Pluto, and those guys. Now I'm dealing with full-on Pleiades, Antares, because it will pop up in your reality. Because it's energy, but it's people, it's situations, it's energetics. Because you want to merge, you want to heal one another. Your energy. You can't just remember the movie Bees? It didn't end well. You can't just not give everybody pollen. You can't just not help manifest for the world when that's what you do. Right? Because what we found out is that, holy crap, we're master manifestors and we just have to pay attention to the right stuff. And then even that, we have energy fields that can change energetics and colors, and we can Because everything's frequency. We're humans. What we always were. It's what you are. What's really super cool is that, like, we're starting to develop our own little language and signs. So it's you know, watch your Instagram, people. Watch for the synchronicities and the signs, because they're going out in the collective consciousness, and some of us are picking them up and throwing them back at you. You're meeting your spirit guides in the physical. I'm Misha's spirit guide. She's like, man, it's been really funny, because she's like, you've always, she's like, I knew it was you. I knew it was you. Like the third day I was around her. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's, I knew that you were my spirit guide. And I was like, well, how was I as a spirit guide? You were always too busy. You made me figure it out on my own. But now I know why, because I'm right here. I'm like, yeah. Right? Those of us who have walked the journey, like, you don't realize how many lives you've affected yet. You don't realize how many people have seen you in their dreams. You don't realize that you've come to others as a dolphin and pulled them out of a coma, or because you pulled out of a coma in a dimension, and we did it all together in the last 3 years as we were healing, and all these things were happening, and we thought it's not affecting anybody. I don't understand. No. Now you're fixing to find out. I've witnessed it. I've experienced it. I've been experiencing it for the past couple of years. So have you. But we're all in different stages of understanding and merging into a new energetic and reality. And it takes a minute for, at each stage, to become more conscious of how we were living, and then how we can completely adjust out of it and live as a free-flowing creator. It takes a minute. You can't just, you know, it's all built on your understanding of different assignments and consciousness. But the thing is, you really, the way to start understanding that is to start using some of these tools, like the Twisted Sage tools even, and make sure you're calling stuff in and you're saying it. And then if something bad happens, it's most likely for your own damn good. See, that's the thing. As a human, you want to think if something bad happens that it's bad. No, you're stuck. If you're at the bottom of a hole and something happens, you get in a wreck and all, okay, have you figured out maybe in the end you're going to walk out of that with $1,000, because you really don't need to get it. You said you wanted money. I use that one all the time, because it's how we get money. The spirit guides get money, how the universe gets money to you in the matrix, because you haven't called it in to ask for it. For real. Like, this stuff shocked the shit out of me too, y'all. And then as each one of us figure out how, what's really cool now is, you know, the masters are here. We're here. The ancients are back. We're here. We're here. We're connected. We're aligned. We've woke up 30 million. 144 on the ground. Meaning, we're doing everything in unison, to the point where my son and I answered the phone on FaceTime today, eating at the same time. Same thing happened with me and Misha today. We are on the same energetics. We're all working together like ants in 5 different dimensions. And we're kind of sending each other clues. We just hadn't figured out exactly how we're all talking to each other yet, right? But this is the cool, fun part. because now we're starting to develop, and I'm so excited. Bree, I don't know if y'all know Languages of Light's Wendy, and Bree does some Languages of Light stuff. I worked with her in 2018. They have Awake TV Network, or Awake Network TV, awakenetworktv.com. Go check it out. There's series and stuff on there that they already have. We're partnering with them. We're super excited. So go check that out, Awake TV Network. Follow them on Insta too. If you're not following me, Coco22G, because we're sending out little keys and things. Because see, understand that whenever you see that key, and no matter where you are, whenever we're focusing on it at the same time, then it is producing that frequency. And then it allows you to shift up, because then you catch it in your own energetic to at least be able to see if it's something that you want to, that you want to associate with or not. It's back. We just came out of basically Ophiuchus 1. We just came out of Ma'at. Okay? And Ma'at is all frequency. It's sound. It's why the ancient tombs were there. It's why we had huge buildings that had no chambers, because it was a sound rattle. And we had to have everybody given, and all that energy focus. This is all how, they still do it in India, and why that's all that mess. I don't even want to focus on that. But it is the same intent with the, it is putting your focus on something. Well, everything has consciousness. Everything does. You can assign energy to everything. It is being assigned. You just don't know what it's assigned unless you assign it, or it's being assigned for you. It's real super easy once you really allow yourself to understand that you can change it. And now it's like to the point that it's because this alignment is showing up right now. With first it's the shadow, right? Because it's coming in alignment, right? And we were talking about the galactic center the other day. And understand that this December 14th alignment is right before the galactic center in Sagittarius. It's Ophiuchus 2. Ophiuchus 2 is like obsidian rock. It's like the Giza Plateau, it's Stonehenge, it's Easter Island, it's every artifact, every bone, every carbon thing on this planet that connects an energetic that makes this planet, that's connected into the original existence of things that would have a link back to Ophiuchus. Because it's natural energetics, it's frequency, it's pure, it's from nothing. That's Ophiuchus 1. That's 0 to 3 degrees Sagittarius. Then you start going to Antares. See, that's where the sun's approaching right now. That's why everything's getting a little bit more fiery, because now we're looking at a galactic port. Now we're heading into basically a ray of occult knowledge. Because Antares is cool when it's balanced. When it's not balanced, it's skinheads, Hitlers, Nazis. Because the information is so powerful, but you have to understand the feminine part of it, the Kali of it, or you go all Nazi wild. That is the basis of light and dark and the dragons. And because the Ophiuchian era is what we're coming in now. That's 1,000 years of peace. That's because the energetics have been reset, and because the building blocks are being made available for everybody. You just have to understand that your energetics are what it is, and at first get out of what all's on you, and I guarantee you, you don't have any idea what is all on you. And it's not that it's holding you down anymore, except for it's still tuned to a lower frequency of others that still have it. So hold you in it, but now you pop out of it much quicker. But whenever I say that, then understand that, you know, when healings are taking place and they're blood healings, or you're doing any, if you're tuned to blood, if you have certain degrees and you heal blood, because a lot, that's what your, everyone's gifts are 100 coming on. Like, it no longer matters what you came in with exactly. It's going to give you additional gifts, but you can do anything. You know, you're no longer just one of something or this or this or that. No, it's mastering all of it and making something new, right? With the understanding of consciousness and understanding, this is why I communicate all the time. Because this is the highest consciousness on this channel. It's why we don't have a bunch of people on it. That's cool. That's fine by me. We don't need very many. It's actually better for us to prove what we've done. Because all it takes is a group of us understanding the consciousness of what's happening to make it happen. That's what we've done. But the collective just took over the consciousness. It's no longer being controlled. And now what we're seeing is the timelines and kind of what's also happening, which is really funny. And so I'm gonna, before I go there on this Ophiuchus thing, let me finish up. So we're having this Ophiuchus 2 alignment that's gonna come, that's the solar eclipse. It's where everything's hitting right there. And Mercury's gonna be there too. And by the way, like, Venus has been picking up all the bags of Scorpio, but for the collective. The event is December 14th. No matter what, we're going to have something. I know it's getting close, but we'll get y'all information. It's going to be called Giza Skull Funk, Crystal Skull Funk Key Alignment. It's in Joshua Tree. It's partnered with the Awake Network TV. And then I'm also looking, we've got some, so if you're interested in getting involved with that too, let us know, because we're looking for who's supposed to be there, because this really is going to be the first, it's going to be a live stream with some different people on it, and I believe we're going to be in Joshua Tree with the actual, doing a ceremony in the beginning on December 14th, so we can all align, and then we're going to talk after that, you know, and start talking about what are the rules for New Earth, you know, what, I mean, no spying on you in the bathroom. No more like sex spying. Right? There's a lot of things just we need to like put out there, you know, and start thinking about that. What are the new rules? What are, you know, start thinking about it, because it's going, you know, we need to define also different ways that we do everything, because everything's with intent now, and it's even documented that way instead of crazy contracts, you know, but we're also bridging things. So we're gradually going in and just pointing out, you know, in a contract, well, why does that need to be that way? Let's make a phone call. Or why does that, right? And so we're getting into the nitty gritty of it now as well, because now we're starting to be able to come together and actually get our books out there, get our stuff out there, and everybody's looking for it, because there really is no other way to even make money. And understand what's happening is this is an Egyptian lineup from the mind. This goes back to mind. This is the mind alignment. This is getting back here on the, this is connecting everything. Every prophecy has come true. Everyone. And so what basically, if you want to think of it, is you've got an energy light coming from this direction, shining through this template. If I'm holding that up and it's like this, let's see, what can I use? I don't have nothing. I'm holding it up. Now, if I have a ray that comes down, if I have a light ray that comes this way, right? It's going to cast a different shadow over here than if I have one coming this way. Now, what if I've got 3? Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to have 3 different images down here from the same template, just depending on which angle you're in it. Now, if I can complicate that now, because if you're a multidimensional being, now I'm going to have to turn it like this, because you might be existing on 3 or 4 of those from this original template, because you aren't the ray, you're the template. Some of us are the ray, some of us are the template, some of us are both, right? That's Alpha Draconic Notice 1, Notice 2. That's if you've got both of those templates, then you brought in both. That's Isis, that's the step stool. That's the little baby that they always hold that looks like a little man. I can explain that. It's because you take on that DNA in order to clear it. That's what we did as a collective, but there's always one, lineage that ends up doing it all, because down here, or it was, because somebody was consciously doing that, but then it was history was consciously making sure that King James wasn't with Mary Queen of Scots so that this couldn't happen. Well, now they just put everybody in a tower like Mary Queen of Scots. So that not everybody can merge energy, because we're so powerful now. It's like anybody that is around us, you're energetically healing them no matter. Wherever you go, wherever you're sitting, whatever real estate you're sitting on, you're powering the shit out of it. Hell, they might even be collecting your bath water. And I'm not even lying. Your energy is powerful, and especially when you're clearing and activating, because you're shedding. That's energetic. It's going straight into the water. That is the culling. Where you got water filters, what happens to the stuff that scoops out inside the water filter? Have you thought of that? See, I learned a lot on this journey, because I had to head face birth into it in order to stop it from happening again. And it blew my fucking mind. But then once we stopped it, then what happened is we started walking it. And I only have 10% left on my battery. So once you stop it, then you start walking it. So right now, as we lead up to November 30th, just realize, okay, number 1, we've got Sun in Antares. So that's heavy, because everyone's getting Akashic libraries to assist. And so you're starting, what's happening is, at the same time that the illusions are falling, they're falling only because there's enough of us humans that are starting to see through them. That's why they're falling. But then what's happening is other things are taking its place, but it seems odd, or if it's funny, it's us. It is, even if it's like a slap on the face, you're gonna laugh. Or if it's something on TV and something happens, right? Because energetically, there's a whole bunch of chess pieces in place right now waiting for something to happen, because they wrote it to happen, as they had always done before. but it's not happening. It's showing up somewhere else in someone else's basket, or like not at all. Everyone's still waiting for it to fall, because energetically that's how it works. You're catching energy and you're aligning to the right place at the right time in order to make sure that you're catching it. And then you do get different type of upgrades, different type, I mean, because you're aligning yourself back to where you were in these shadow projections. Because remember, you this could only make it to this is your higher self, might be this blue ray from up here, but then your body DNA suit is walking in a red bodysuit, but you've got blue blood. Well, you got to meet it in the middle. You're pulling all of it in. And so what even depending on who you are and depending on what your templates and everything were used for, especially when you're a mega starseed and you're creator, I mean, there's a lot of mimics of you. But that really just also helps you see who you are, so that you're like, wow, you know, that's, and then, but who you could be is how I ended up looking at it once I got over being so pissed off. Because, you know, it was a part of me that, and then I reclaimed it. And then once I reclaimed it, and then you reclaim so many things and you're like, okay, what do I do with all these things? Well, that's the point. Now you're making something new. So as this alignment comes, it's coming closer to the galactic center, but we've had all this energy. So it's like the most intense shadow period ever. But what is shadow? Carbon. So this is why those of us that walk the shadow world, this is why we walked it. This is what I've realized. We walked it because we had to get those keys. In Scorpio, we had to understand our emotions so that we could use our most powerful gift, which is our compassion and our emotions. And we had to be able to not get angry and to not lose our shit and blow up mountains on accident, which happens. If you get the wrong being upset. Trust me, there's a lot of coddling going on to the one being that can get upset, and that's what's kept that one being a sleepy sleep. Because nobody wants the earth to shake, so don't piss him off. Well, can we just go about it a different way? Does he know he makes the earth shake? Probably not, because you're trying to sedate him so he won't think he will, because evidently if he knew he could shake the earth, why the fuck is he sitting around there with y'all? Well, he don't remember. You do. Right? So but it is, you know, Scorpio, and if your house of Scorpio is missing, then you ain't even got an excuse, because you done mastered it. So that's why you're definitely getting your butt whipped with karma. And be careful what you say. I did this slipped up because I had a little blah, blah, blah moment, and then I had to go deal with the hotel thing. I think I created it. It's so quick. What you're seeing is instant karma, instant manifestation. You are. But it's highlighted with a lot of shadow from what just, because if you think about it, because when it goes through, because it's going to beam in, so it's like when it goes to Ophiuchus, it picks up the elements, it's going to beam in with the occult knowledge. So now you've got the knowledge of what to do with the elements. Now you're getting closer and closer and closer to the galactic center, where the energy's getting denser and denser and denser. You get to 20, 21, 22 degrees, boom. Now you're an obsidian rock on the earth. So if you have any energy there, yes, you're an obsidian rock on the earth, but are you tuned into Ma'at, or are you a freaking big giant walking around tuned to somebody else's frequency, affecting a whole bunch of stuff, not realizing it? It's both. As we go through that Giza alignment, then you hit the galactic center. So right before you hit the galactic center, oh my gosh, it's all the particles coming through. It hadn't got a clearing yet. It's kind of like it goes through right before the center, and it's going to ground in, and then it's going to. So if you have, 25 to 26 degrees, anything in your chart, which reminds you this is where the sun's going through right after we do this alignment. Because this is what's blasting through right now. This is what we're blasting through as a collective. This has never been done before. So then we're lining up. Well, it's still kind of shadow particly, right? Because then you go through the galactic center and you're the null zone. That's 27 degrees. So if you have anything 28 to 29 degrees, you're in the orb of the galactic center, but you're not getting the shadowy pressure of Antares and all of it. You're on the other side of it. So it's more of a clear frequency of the collective because it's gone through the center. It's already gone through those filters. Now it's been cleaned up by the galactic center and the collective tuned to it. So you're in the galactic center, but your echo is going to be a little bit more nicer. You're going to maybe have a more precoggy or maybe even almost a euphoric sense of things, whereas on the other side of the galactic center, it's clearing, it's coming in for clearing, but you're like, ah, right? It's everything coming through to get what ends up coming through right there to get cleared. What hadn't been aligned, cut. You see what I'm saying? And all that carbon though is like glitter. Your carbon is like glitter now. Think of it like a ghost walking through a room with all this glitter in it. That's what carbon is. What we consider low frequency energy, and when we heal people and while the world is releasing it, why are there's 30 million here? How are we going to rise? Because we're going to be walking in glitter. We just know how to move that glitter around, and freaking we're remembering and we're trying out new shit, and we're like, hey, you can move it with your eyes. I can do this and it'll do that. And whoa, well, let's try this. But that's what it is. So as the collective releases that glitter, we can form it and make different things and make it fly and all get together and talk about what it is and why we're doing it. And if the intent is strong enough for the collective, then that's what will be done with it. We never had glitter before. And so it's our job in order to form that glitter. So just remember, whenever you're going through a low frequency time, alchemize it quick. Get up, create something. Make yourself write a song about it. Make yourself do something. Get up and move, and then put an intent out there. And if you are having a bad day, and if you are crying your ass off and everything's perfect and you're like, whoa, no, tomorrow is going to be the most amazing freaking day ever, because it happens every single time with me, because you have to release in order for anything new to come in, and we feel like we've released so much, but we really haven't, because there's so much more that's so beautiful that needs to come in that we just don't even understand yet. Because we're still learning as humans to even allow it to happen, because we know how much we went through, and we but then still as a human and in this monkey suit, it's like we don't in some ways you're still thinking that you deserve it and that you can meet it eye to eye and that you're worthy. Let's be honest. It's part of it. And it's okay. It's part of it. The best thing to do is just identify that early on. So then that you're feeling, you're knowing that's what it is. And I do this, and when people praise me, and I'm not used to it. I'm not. I'm learning. I'm grateful. I'm so grateful, But almost that praise sometimes feels like knives coming at me because I'm so not used to it. But that doesn't mean it's not right. I'm just not used to it, and I don't know how to react to it. But I'm going to open up, and I'm going to tell you I just don't know how to react to it, but I'm so grateful. I'm learning how to react to it. I'm learning what really love is. I don't know. I don't know if I love you. What's love? I hadn't figured that out. I know what it isn't. I'm finding out. I have a being that loves me so much. But I'm just now finding out. It's different than what the love is that I had as Christy in that monkey suit. So I didn't know what it was. You know, I never had a dad. I never had somebody protect me and like go to bat for me. So when it, you know. But we all are going through those different things. So it's just no matter what it is, and it's been so beautiful working with Misha and her family because it goes like that because everyone knows, hey, we're just changing, we're just elevating, da-da-da-da-da. And no matter what it is in every situation, you don't think it's that big of a deal to go talk and make sure someone's not upset or do your best that you can do. But it is, but don't let them tell them no old shit. This is why I freaking got upset, because when you barrel in this room, you don't realize how much energy ball you are, and it knocks us over. You got to tell them because they don't know. You don't know how powerful you are. We got to start talking about it so that we know how we're affecting each other, because that's all it is. But then whenever you find out how you're affecting each other, then you know how to change it, and you know that you're affecting people that way. So then you know it's your superpower. So add that one and write it down. I can shut down a conversation by losing focus. Shit. How can I use that to my advantage? Right? As long as I'm staying highest consciousness and staying in line with it to order to support the collective and do the highest. And I'm not trying to take over nobody's brain or nothing. I mean, that wouldn't be a good idea. And if I did that, then I'd get karma for it immediately. And whoever I did it to would get an elevation immediately. Because that's the other thing now. Anything anybody tries to do to you, you have an immediate, and when I say anybody, I mean energetically. Like if you go to the store and all of a sudden things start getting trippy, and this might die. If you go to the store and things might start getting trippy and all of a sudden you feel like you're under an energetic attack, it might be. But then just don't purchase anything there and don't give up and go get whatever it is that you went to go get. And if you'll follow the keys, I guarantee you, you're going to end up having a higher dimensional experience by utilizing the energy that they just threw at you. And then you might even end up owning something in the end. We've witnessed this big time. So know that you're bulletproof. You just can't give up. You got to look a new way. And then ride that wave. Because if they're sending energy at you, then you got a ball of energy. Now I'm like, come on, man, give it to me. I double dog dare you. Because now I have your tool. See? I'm not scared of nothing no more. But I take my time to make sure how I want to deal with it, if I want to work with it, if I want to alchemize with it. Is it something that's going to benefit me no matter what in the end? I don't make hesitant decisions. I look at it all very consciously, and then I make a decision. And now as I do more of that, then I start realizing that I can make my own decisions and my views start to open up. Then I just got to do it. My thing's fixing to die. So if somebody has my text message, if somebody has my email, my text, send me this video, please. And I love y'all. And just remember, The only way Freddy Krueger can come get you is if you think he's coming to get you. Even if you see Freddy running up on the street, he's not coming to get you, is he? No, he's got flowers or something, man. He's got one of those crazy, like, sex outfits that he can off, and he's like, oh, macho man, right? Only you can create Freddy coming at you with the knives. If you do that, well, then what the fuck? What do you want to do? Why are you doing that? Right? And I know it sucks because I do it too, and I have to catch myself. We're getting better, though. It's just that little nerve that's making us go, Arr! But okay? Love y'all. Oh, I'll be in touch. Awake Network TV, check it out. We're going to be doing 2 videos. I'm going to do one on Ophiuchus 1 and Ophiuchus 2 probably in this next 3 or 4 days. And then they'll be available for purchase on POS News for sure. And then if we can get it done on Awake TV Network, not for a whole lot, so that everyone can afford it. But I'll do a video on it. Also, it'll be a piggyback of all y'all getting charts whenever you look, and you can look and see on your chart on those as well. We're going to focus on Ophiuchus 1 and 2 because of the alignment, and then the event December 14th. And we got t-shirts and all kinds of, like, even poster stuff that you can order on finearts.com. We've almost got the image is done. We just got to get the words done. So stay tuned. It's really cool too. Here, I'll show you. We're almost done with it. We're working together. Oh, can you see it? It's really wicked cool. And there's a little crazy bee. I know you can't see the colors really well because it's like glowing on you. But that is going to be this crystal skull funky. And we'll have posters and stuff too that y'all can order on there. So, you'll never forget this 2020. I promise you, right? We're going to end it in Egyptian style, but New Age Egyptian, not back to the old. We got thoughts running around everywhere. Let's make something cool. Not gold. It's crystal, man. Glitter, glitter.